What's going on YouTube? It's the Tempest. It's kind of late, but I have a new deck profile. So today I was playing Vanguard with some friends, and I was playing my Enigma deck. Basically, I got a little bit tired of missing my grade 1 of the ride chain. So what I did was I took it apart, and I made this deck. Um, it's pretty nice. I don't know what to say about it really. It's just pretty standard Dimension Police. It isn't a standard deck, but like the play style is really standard for Dimension Police. I mean, it's just really obvious what you're supposed to do with it. Um, I'll go through it. Mainly what it is, it's a Dayusha deck, but instead of having great Dayusha in here, you're focusing only on the regular Dayusha, so it's more of a rush deck than a defensive control-based deck, which is what great Dayusha is. So our starter is Warrior of Destiny Die. It's the 4K Pioneer. It lets you counter +1, search for a grade 3. It's pretty good. I just like it because it's a guaranteed plus for its boost, and then its skill isn't a guaranteed plus, but if you tutor your deck correctly, you can usually pull this guy off really easy. Triggers is fairly simple: 8 crit, 4 draw, and 4 heal. That's what you need to play. You don't play stands, I don't think, in this deck. You don't really need to. Not really at any point. You can, but I don't like him particularly. Alright, for grade 1s, we got 3 8K Caranoid Daisy. It's pretty nice just for getting the boosts in. We got 3 Commander Laurel. I finally got some of this card. It's really good. Basically, what he does is he's a 4K boost, but if your Vanguard hits, you can use his skill to rest 4 of your Dimension Police Rear Guards, and then stay in your Vanguard. So he gains any effects of triggers and any temporary effects that may have been brought over from like effects or whatever. He's very good. One of the key cards in this deck. I would run 4 if I had a 4th one by now. So we got 2 Cosmo Roar. Yeah. So what Cosmo Roar does, it's tap it and give 2K to a unit. Pretty standard. I was gonna play Speed Star, which is when it's called Grid Guard, give 2K to a unit, but it's just until the end of turn. So yeah, you can play Cosmo Roar if you want. Another card you can play is, instead of this, you can play 2 Lander. He's a 6K boost as well. When he does this, when he's placed on rear guard, you can counterblast 1. Choose one of your dimensional robo units, and it gains 4K. So this can be used to give your Dayusha the 4K that he needs, but just like Speedster, it's only until end of turn, so it's decent, but it's not amazing. And it's not consistent either, because you don't always get to ride Dayusha in this deck. You ideally want to ride Dayusha, but you don't always get to ride them, so I'm going with Cosmo Roar for now. I might try the Lander at some point, but these are in my other deck, and I'm taking out a lot of stuff from my Great Dayusha deck to put this together just for fun. So yeah. Anyway, next we got 2 Glory Maker. Not sure how I like this card yet, because normally if I can't get it behind my Vanguard, it's kind of pointless. And Commander Laurel usually ends up being out there at some point, so yeah. I'm gonna keep her at 2 though, because it's just that 10K boost is just so good. And then last we got Full Purpose Decks. So yeah, believe it or not, there's only 14 grade 1s in here, so yeah. Next we got grade 2s. Playing 3 Twin Order, 3 Grander, 3 Mika, and 2 Cosmo Beak. So these are fairly obvious. The Cosmo Beak is necessary because you need to give the 4K to your Dayusha. I like having a 4K boost in the grade 2 because you can intercept with it to clear the field later. And I would play 3 if I had a 3rd one, but I don't. Playing 3 Mika is just obvious. It's Mika. It's a good card. Just push pressure in once you draw cards. Really useful. And then the Granders were kind of a tech choice, but you do need to have that 2K attacker or 2K boost to a Vanguard. I was going to play Cosmo Rider, which is the same as Speedster. When it's called, you can give 2K to a unit, and it's like Cosmo Beak. you know, but he's just a good card overall. Not really gonna say about him. And the last is these 3 Twin Orders. Again, wasn't sure how to play this out. Another good card you can play is you can play 3 Die Dragon instead. He's another good attacker. He's 12k. If you have the Dimensional Rebels Vanguard, and with this deck you almost always want to have Dayusha as your Vanguard. So you can also play the Die Dragon over Twin Order. But Twin Order again is more consistent, and you don't always get Dayusha as your Vanguard in this deck. So I prefer the consistency. This deck fits. Yeah. Anyway, that's my grade 2s. Not much to it. And then for grade 3s, you've got your 4 Dayushas. Just the standard beat stick of the deck. He's against extra crit. You got 2 Enigma and Cyclone as my backup. His skill is if his 14k or higher when he attacks. If his attack hits, you can retire one of your opponent's rear guards. Not an ideal ride, but it's still really good because you get to clear their field. And then last we got 2 Lady Justice. Just the standard 12k attacker on Vanguard or rear guard. So, like I said before, the key card of the deck is the Sky Commander Laurel. Basically what you do is you get your 2-dimensional police. Either one of these works. Normally it's Dayusha, but it's this guy. Actually, let's pull out this guy. This is my SP1. Yeah. Anyway, you pull one of these guys out and you use your Cosmo Beak. Well, one way to do it is you use your Cosmo Beak to get the skill off right off the bat, right? That is really good, but it'll almost always force the opponent to guard if you get the Cosmo Beak skill to go off, because the skill will already be live, you know. So in that case, you have to make sure your rear guard columns are ready to swing. Another thing you can do is you can be sneaky. You can just put like Laurel behind your Vanguard and attack, and then hope for a trigger. So when you do get that 5k trigger, the trigger will be able to trigger both of these effects because the 5k boost will make them more powerful. So that's another way to play it. And my friend usually plays it that way. He plays no Cosmo Beaks, he plays no Cosmo Lures. Yeah, so you usually just bank on Laurel's skill and you get that crit, and then you give all of to Vanguard and you stand everything. So that's one way to play the deck. You can also play it with rear guard centricity, where you try and pump up your Vanguard in order to, you know, pull out early guard and then attack with your rear guards. But again, this is a rush deck because you want to try and pump up your Vanguard as fast as you can and get those big numbers in. I like it. I wish I could play it more. I wish I had enough to keep it the way it is. But again, most of the stuff is in my other deck, and I like my other deck a lot better. Even though this deck can be fun sometimes. So yeah, that's my new Dayusha, solo Dayusha deck with Laurel. I don't really have a name for it. It's just a fun deck. Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this list, and yeah, if you want looking for a good Dimension Police build, this one's actually pretty viable, and it's pretty cheap too. The only hollows are basically Laurel and Dayusha, and you don't even really need Dayusha, you just need Name and Cyclone. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe if you were interested. Yeah.